Hello and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria today. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Coming up on the program, Cameroonian refugees in Cross River State say they are suffering from starvation and lack medical care. The Anambra State Governor inaugurates the park under the Nkwo flyover bridge. And French President Emmanuel Macron unwinds at the New Africa Shrine. Where the French president arrived in the New Africa Shrine was very epoch-making. We'll bring you that story later on. First, let's start with the south-south part of the country. It has to do with Cameroonian refugees in Cross River State. They're having a hard time of adapting to their current living conditions in communities where they've now settled, having fled from strife in their country. Medical teams from the state government are on hand to visit the refugees to give assistance for a population made up of many women and children.
Over 20,000 Cameroonian refugees are dispersed in different communities in Cross River State, South Nigeria. They are in the state as refugees following an ongoing crisis between the French and English-speaking parts of Cameroon over supremacy, which forced them out of their country, and they are now presently seeking refuge in Cross River State until the crisis comes to an end. This set of refugees are camped in various communities surrounding the ranch resort, and their major challenge ranges from hunger, medical care, shelter, and clothing.
We barely have choice of what to use. Anything you see, you just use it because there's no money to really afford your cream, your soap, and then feeding is also a challenge because you can't farm here even. Sometimes if you have to farm, you have to put on fence to prevent your farm from cattle, and some of us are not used to that, so it's really difficult feeding, but we have been managing by God's grace.
Every day there are needs, so it is never enough since people are coming every day. My appeal is that more organizations and NGOs should come and help us in this place where we are actually in difficulties. We need more people to come and help us.
As part of meeting the health challenges of the victims and the reproductive health needs of the women, a team of medical doctors are present to attend to them. At the end of it all, discoveries from scans and blood tests conducted suggest that most of the refugees tested positive to sexually transmitted diseases, stomach ulcers as a result of starvation, some with VVF, amongst other ailments. The team sues for support of more medical groups to assist them to attend to their medical needs.
We're actually appealing to public spiritual individuals to see how they can support the Red Cross in continuation of our providing succor for the Cameroon refugees and the host communities. We need drugs, we need clothing, we need their boreholes repaired, we need toilets, facilities for all the villagers, and most importantly, the children we have with us. A lot of them are really ill, malnourished, so we need those that can support us with food supplements for these children, and even blood medicines and hematinics.
In addition to the free medical services rendered, the refugees were provided with menstrual hygiene material and taught on the best ways of usage and how to properly care for them.
Treating common illnesses in addition to taking care of the reproductive health needs of these women. We're also doing a free abdominal pelvic scan for them. We've been able to find out we've had 2 cases of VVF, which prompt referral has been made to the General Hospital Calabar, where free surgeries will be conducted, courtesy of His Excellency Senator Professor Ben Ayade. We've also educated the women on how to live right, how to maintain hygiene standards, despite the fact that they are refugees.
The gesture, according to the refugees, is appreciated. Many of the children here are orphans, many women rendered widows, and most men widowers as a result of the ongoing Cameroonian crisis.
To infrastructure development in Delta State, the government is commissioning a number of road projects in Aniocha North Local Government area of the state. The governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, while speaking at the residence of the traditional quarters of the Obi of Onitsha, called on rulers to work together with security agencies in order to curb the rise of crimes like kidnapping.
The Delta State Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, is inaugurating a new project in Aniocha North Local Government area of the state. Governor Okowa completed his task of commissioning the reconstructed Isele-Uku Road and 2 new road projects. Residents recount their harrowing experiences before the state's intervention.
Our sons and daughters were coming home, packed their cars at Isele-Uku and tread most parts of the community.
The governor then moves to the residence of the Obi of Onitsha, where he calls for synergy between traditional rulers and security agencies to help curb crime.
It's unfortunate that we still have some few security issues, mainly in the area of kidnapping and cultism. And I want to urge that our royal fathers will please urge parents to continue to find ways to engage their children so that in the course of time, they will get to realize that crime does not pay.
Infrastructure development and less fear for safety of lives and property is known to improve socioeconomic opportunities in any area, which in turn affects the lives of the residents of those communities positively. And this is what Governor Okowa wants to achieve.
To politics now, and perceptions about Nigeria's security, unmet expectations of change, higher expectations on INEC, inter- and intra-party disputes, and the growing prominence of local government elections are some of the shifts in Nigeria's local and political security context since the 2015 elections, which present both evolving and new risks to the 2019 elections. The United States Institute for Peace made this known while presenting their Electoral Violence Risk Assessment Research titled Nigeria's 2019 Elections, Change Continuity and the Risk to Peace. In response, the National Commissioner for INEC says the Commission has adopted an institutionalized approach towards consultation and youth engagement in policy making and would learn from the findings of the U.S. Institute of Peace.
In order to deter impunity for violations of election regulations, the National Assembly should pass the pending bill to create the Specialized Election Offences Commission, or the Election Offences Tribunal, which is due to investigate, enforce and prosecute electoral offences. In order to more readily address rumours, misinformation, election integrity concerns, that INEC would benefit from implementing a much more assertive, dynamic, far-reaching public relations strategy to communicate with voters, to communicate with the media, to communicate with political parties, pre, during and post-elections.
INEC has established an operational election violence mitigation advocacy tools, we call EVMAT, IVMAT. The IVMAT is a tool to identify and track violence triggers and devise strategies and actions to prevent the occurrence of crisis and violence. The ENVA tool was successfully deployed in elections such as the ones that took place in Edo, Ondo, and Anambra, and is recently being deployed in Ekiti. Some of you will agree these elections have been relatively peaceful, as I've mentioned them, just recently.
Coming up on news across Nigeria, the commissioning of a park under the Mfor flyover bridge. We also have other stories. Stay with us.